welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Hi, thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. Hey, Dave.
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Jones in at the small forward position. And for the Clippers, we've got Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Zubac in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Beverley. Back to Zubac. 5 to shoot. Beverley the pass to Zubac. In the backcourt matchup tonight, Brent, definitely high-powered at the point guard position in particular. Much more scoring expected than in decades past.
Well, I think guys have the green light, Kevin, to fire away at the first available opportunity. The offense isn't taught the same way with orchestrators at the point guard position. Now guys are looking to be overly aggressive with their scoring prowess and to try to make plays sometimes feel secondary.
And here's George. Following the three-pointer by C.J. McCollum. George dishes to Beverley. Back to George. Over McCollum. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
Well, that's a nice play by Paul George, showing a nice touch from the mid-range.
Lillard outside. Passes it to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Pass to McCollum. To the paint. He wants to get it to Nurkic and does. Good work there as it goes.
Well, Nurkic, with that soft touch, he's starting to cause some problems for the defense.
Now Beverley. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Now the pass to George. Shot clock at 5. Over McCollum. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
And then Jones with the jam.
I know CJ plays the two-guard position alongside Lillard, but he does have point guard vision, and that's a great find.
Beverley feeling it out a bit. Covington kicks to Lillard. To the middle. Got a piece of it. Kicks it out to Jones. Nurkic the pass to Jones. And the rejection by Zubac. Leonard attacking. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
With his developing handle, Leonard now has defenders at his mercy when on the bounce.
And in a player empowerment era, no greater power move than Kawhi Leonard's last year. Fresh off a finals MVP with the Raptors, he signed with his hometown Clippers and compelled a trade for Paul George.
Think about that 14-month run where Kawhi Leonard made his way to Toronto, a team that was on the cusp for many seasons. Goes there, wins the MVP and a championship for the Raptors, and then ends up in his hometown of Los Angeles to try to do the same for the Clippers. Now that's getting it done and writing your own story.
And that one is good from Zubac.
I just feel like Patrick Beverley has incredible awareness for every second that he plays on the floor. Spots the wide open man, gets it to him.
Now here's Lillard. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Beverley with the ball. Now here's George. Another shot. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That is his first foul of the game. And Los Angeles with some changes. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Morris. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. Enes Kanter's checked in for the Trailblazers. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Back to Leonard. It's stolen by Jones. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Kanter finds Anthony. Lillard surveying the D. It's McCollum on the wing. 6 to shoot. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, pestering right now, and that's going to pay some dividends. At some point, there's going to be a turnover.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Well, if you believe in the numbers, that mid-range shot is not a high-value shot, even with little or no defense on you.
And that does it for the first quarter. Trailblazers lead by 5.
Humble beginnings.
Well, some of the best stories in our league are about guys who struggled to get to where they are today.
And I really hope the young guys out there are listening to this. You don't have to be a 5-star prospect to achieve your dreams.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Trailblazers guys, what do you think?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
I couldn't ask for a better one right now. Just a complete rhythm by all the guys who got some minutes. Wonderful start.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for the Clippers right now, they've got Rajon Rondo. Batum is out there with Luke Kennard. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Jackson in at the shooting guard.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Clippers trail by 7. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Jackson passes to Batum. Outside for Rondo. He feeds it to Jackson. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. And Portland with a change here too. Little, he's checked in for McCollum. Here's Simons. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Pass to Kanter. Here's Simons. He's guarded by Cousins. Count that one. Kanter's got the lead up to 9 now for the Trailblazers.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Kennard for 3. Rebound by the Trailblazers. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Simons, the pass to Kanter. Here's Simons. From deep three-point range, does not find the basket. His second miss. He's now 1 for 3. Outside for Rondo. Back to Kennard. Here's Batum. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
A different look for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Kennard. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well. And
the Clippers have possession. Trailblazers knocking down the tray. Here's Leonard. The offensive rebound. Zubats. And the layup's good off the glass. Zubats has got 6.
And a better box out saves them 2 points there.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound in the possession.
Now here's Cantor. Back to Lillard. It's tipped, and it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard. Here's Powell. 7-point differential. Cantor. It's good on the putback.
And it's not a secret. Cantor is a major factor on the offensive glass thanks to his size, strength, and excellent hands.
Now here's Leonard. Powell pulls it in.
You're not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
Lillard with no one around. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And it's Leonard missing. Trailblazers leading by 9. Lillard with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Lillard dishes to Carmelo. Back to Lillard. From deep. An absolute bomb from 3-point range. Lillard's got his second bucket of the game to go. Jackson passes to Leonard. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And being aggressive in the painted area, you love the attacking element that Kawhi Leonard brings to the game.
Cantor kicks to Anthony. Lillard against Morris. Passes it to Powell. Cantor with it. Just 5 to shoot. Outside Jackson. Nobody near Leonard. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Trailing by 10. It's stolen by Jones. Covington passes to Nurkic. It's stolen by Morris. Left side, George.
Oh, man. Fans love that. Listen to that. I love that sound in the arena. Paul George dunk contest? Maybe a little.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. At the end of one, they were able to end up. And that should do it.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. You've got to like what Ivica Zubac has done in this game.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Little in at the small forward. Shot clock at 2. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. DeMarcus Cousins. He's checked in for Zubac. And here's Beverly. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Morris finds George. His three-pointers off the mark. Portland leading by 8. And Damian Lillard with the bucket on the assist by McCollum. Lillard's got his team on the board first here in the second half for Portland.
And McCollum has done a lot to improve his impact on the defensive end. Very active with his hands and how he challenges shots.
Well, the blocks numbers last year jumped up a bit. That's kind of a nice indicator of what you're talking about, GA. And he just doesn't get tired. And if he can give some more on the defensive end like he's shown, that's going to help out the team.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Here's George, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. George has got 6.
Well, there it is. 0 of 3 to start the half, and finally something finds its way through the net.
McCollum kicks to Lillard. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe a little too flashy there, and that's unfortunate.
Back to George. Morris outside. Shot clock at 6. Here's Leonard. No good that time. Good D by McCollum.
Maybe there are ways to contribute that don't involve shooting the basketball. That's the best way that maybe he can help them out in trying to win this game.
Morris finds Leonard. It's tipped. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Leonard. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Patrick Beverly. And a switch here also for Portland. Simons, he's checked in for Damian Lillard. Zubac, no good.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
Yeah, you'd like to keep things a little more simple, and that was a play that didn't quite develop the way they wanted it.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Mann's checked in. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Portland. Simons surveying the D. Outside, Jones. He wants to get it to Nurkic and does. Here's Simons. No good from outside.
He really suffocated him there, guys. Just excellent work.
Batum attacking. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Trailblazers leading by 10. Here's Jones. And he gets it to go. Jones has got 7 points.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed. He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
Kennard's shot is off.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Little dishes to Covington with his first shot attempt, and he can't bank that one in. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Here's Batum. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Deflects the pass, pushing it up. Rondo passes to Batum, 14 feet away. No good from Zubac. For Portland, they've gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Covington with the bucket.
Nurkic getting more and more comfortable at finding the open men on this team.
Now here's Rondo. He's guarded closer, and the basket is good. Portland leading by 12. Down low, here's Nurkic. And with the rebound.
A lot of defenders choose to just back up off of him when he's in that tight, try to avoid the and one, and this time they're not backing off.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Here's Simons. Right side, Jones. He kicks it to Little. Fires the 3. They get it back. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
And Nurkic does a great job just keeping the motor running.
Now Rondo. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Yeah, it's almost like he's playing with the wristwatch there. He knew the time, he executed.
And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Luke Kennard out there with Jackson. Then there's Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubats in at the 5. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Powell with it. Back to Lillard. Puts up a 3. The shot by Powell, no good.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
A really good decision there from Paul George. Quick to find the open man.
Trailblazers leading by 8. Kicks it out to Lillard. Outside Anthony. Back to Hollis Jefferson. Portland moving the ball around. Lillard dishes to Powell. Pass to Lillard. 5 on the clock. There's the 3. And no good. The Clippers go the other way with it. He lobs it up. George finds Batum. And again, the turnover by the Clippers. So, for the Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubats. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson. Stolen by Beverley. The pass to George. From deep. Damian Lillard pulls it in. And so Lillard will bring it up for the Trailblazers. They've led by as many as 14 points.
Turnovers weren't a story for them early on, but that's changed. And now they're definitely having trouble keeping possession and momentum.
To the wing right side. Pass to Powell. Goes up from the top of the key. Portland again missing.
Teammates right now covering up for the type of off performance he's having. In terms of scoring, this has not been his best night.
Hollis Jefferson kicks to Anthony. Now here's Hollis Jefferson. He's covered by Leonard. Anthony down low. Morris is there.
Melo good at scanning the entire floor, and that's why that time he found the open teammate.
George passes to Beverley. And here is Cousins. Feeds it to George. And Cousins kicks to Beverley. Pass to Leonard. And now Lillard pushing it up. No one back to stop him. That one goes. Count it. And the Trailblazers lead by 12.
I don't think he even feels that kind of contact. His focus is just too good inside. Nothing a defense can do. And it's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Now here's Powell. Anthony on the wing. To the left side wing. Three-pointer, Lillard. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Cousins has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Beverley. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Beverly's got his first points in this one.
He's attacking right now. Patrick Beverley just getting fired up, and his team is doing the same.
Now here's Lillard. Over Cousins. And again, it's Portland converting. And looking back at what was a stellar career, Greg, if there was one thing you could have done different, do you have anything on your mind?
You know, I would have loved to have had the opportunity to finish my career in New York. That was a special place, a special time. Unfortunately, that didn't transpire, but that's the one thing that stands out. That and obviously not winning a championship.
I can understand both of those.
Yes.
And the Clippers making a change here. Zubats is checked in. And then for the Trailblazers, Robert Covington's checked in for Anthony. Derek Jones comes in for Hollis Jefferson. And McCollum subbed in for Lillard. Now the Clippers moving it up. Morris with the ball. And George with the stuff.
Great timing there. Paul George rising up, collecting the ball, and throwing it down.
Trailblazers leading by 8. McCollum with the ball. George picks him up. 1:09 left in the fourth quarter. Covington dishes to Cantor. 6 on the shot clock. Kicks it to McCollum. And here's Covington from the arc. Offensive rebound. And Cantor able to finish. And the Trailblazers lead by 10.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Trailblazers.
The differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get, more guys involved in the offense easy.
And they made the defense adjust, but they just couldn't come up with an answer.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Jusuf Nurkic.
You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
So good, so experienced, Paul George can convert the toughest of buckets.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
You want to keep expending energy, or do you want to start thinking about the next one?
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
George against McCollum. But they get it back. Covington passes to Cantor. Outside, Jones. From deep three-point range. The shot comes out. And so it's Portland winning this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead. The bright lights and tall buildings of downtown Los Angeles setting the scene. And we've got time for a quick pregame report.
Kevin, thank you. There is no...
Indeed, something special, David. Thanks. Now we'll look at Dallas's starting lineup. They've got Porzingis, Doncic out there with Richardson. Then there's Marjanovic, and it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 slot. And for the Clippers, Ivica Zubac is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Reggie Jackson, and it's Leonard in at the small forward. Now here's Doncic. Count that bucket.
And that'll start us off already. You can feel the tension in this arena.
You get the sense there is a level of intensity right out of the gates.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Well, you love it. Fearless, aggressive, leaving no doubt whatsoever.
Now, here's George. It doesn't go for him. Nice D from Doncic. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
Here's George, following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. And George kicks to Zubac. Shoots over Marjanovic, and no good, trying to use the glass. And Zubac picks up the foul. That's his first foul. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Doncic against Jackson. Out to Porzingis. Shoots over Zubac. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it. Already an all-star. But you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
Exceptional vision by Paul George. This guy is tearing up the defense.
Jackson against Doncic. And there's the pass to Finney-Smith. Now here's Marjanovic. Leonard with the steal. George passes to Leonard. And then Leonard with the dunk.
Well, that's about recognizing a transition opportunity when it presents itself. Nice job by Kawhi Leonard.
Doncic against Jackson. Passes to Marjanovic. He can't hit that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. And then Leonard with the dunk.
Well, almost effortless there from Kawhi Leonard. The reach and leaping ability. Look out.
Here's Doncic. And there's a minute 45 left to play here in the first. Trying to get open is Marjanovic. The Clippers trail. Leonard attacking. Inside. Porzingis with the steal. To the inside. Here's Finney-Smith, covered by Morris. And Finney-Smith gets it to go. Here's Jackson. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pass to Zubac. Richardson against George. Pass to Leonard. Stolen away. Doncic outside. The pass to Porzingis. Clock at 6. Over Morris. And it's off the back rim. No good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Leonard inside. The Mavericks pull it in.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Clippers trail by 4. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
This guy is such an excellent finisher at the rim. He's got incredibly long arms and very strong hands.
Doncic looking it over. Over Jackson. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And still a close game as the first quarter. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, very disruptive in that first period. They never allowed the offense to get comfortable.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Willie Cauley-Stein. Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Dwight Powell. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's Brunson in at the point guard position. Well, Greg, with your son getting drafted, you joined the ranks of some historic NBA father-son duos.
You know, I got the opportunity to play with Arvydas Sabonis in Portland, and remember DeMontis as a little kid.
No
and now
kidding.
He's an all-star last year. And, you know, I think you're going to have an influx of that in the coming years. Dwayne Wade's son is a terrific player. We know about LeBron's son's ability. He's possibly heading to the league one day. You just never know. I'm as a dad, it's going to get the opportunity to watch his son play, excited, but I think you're going to see more of this in the future.
Cole and Greg Anthony. I like the way that sounds. Mavericks leading by 4. Brunson finds Cauley-Stein. Back to Brunson.
Wow, Patrick Beverley just so willing to close that airspace and put a good contest on.
Leonard, the pass to Kennard. Back to Leonard. Passes it to Beverley. Leonard inside. Guarded by Hardaway. Leonard, no luck. The Mavericks shooting about 42% so far. Powell with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. Here's Redick. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Cauley-Stein's got his second basket of the game.
And with his vertical reach, you expect Cauley-Stein to be a factor on the offensive glass.
2 points. That one goes. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Brunson against Beverley. Hardaway passes to Cauley-Stein. Leonard against Hardaway. Pass to Brunson. Over Beverley. And it's rebounded by DeMarcus Cousins. And so Cousins will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 4-point game. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
Rajon Rondo's checked in for Patrick Beverley. The Mavericks also with a sub. Trey Burks checked in for Jalen Brunson. To the middle, here's Cauley-Stein. Dishes to Powell. Outside for Redick. Back to Powell. Fades. He doesn't hit that one. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Here's Leonard. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Was shot by Redick, no good. Clippers have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Kennard finds Leonard. Over in the corner, Cousins. They grab their own miss. Leonard, no luck.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
Reddick surveying the D. Over Kennard. Misses off the left iron.
And this is exactly what you have to do to stop him. That was a tremendous contest, forcing the miss.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. Here's Hardaway. The Clippers getting the bucket. Burke with it. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet.
Look at the big fella working on that possession. He knows how to fend guys off and get those rebounds.
A different look for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Patterson comes in for Nicholas Batum. And George is subbed in for Luke Kennard. Now here's Rondo. 46 seconds left in the first half. Zubac the pass to Leonard.
I see him.
It's deflected.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Rondo kicks to Leonard. The 10-footer. That shot off. The Mavericks leading.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Well, it's amazing. If you finish quarters the right way, it can have such a great impact on the outcome of a game.
One-on-one here. Good. Nice job down low. Leonard's got it all tied up now for the Clippers.
This is a small forward who, because he's 230 pounds, can hold his...
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. Some good moments from both teams. And that does it for our...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Oof. That first half looked like a dunk contest mixtape. Was just destroying the rim.
This guy, he plays fast, he's aggressive, and if you let him get to the cup, there is nothing that you can do about it.
They've got Batum. Patrick Patterson is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Jackson, and it's George in at the shooting guard. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. They now take the lead. George has got the lead up to 2 now for the Clippers.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Doncic outside. The shot's good.
Well, you want to talk about a picture-perfect jumper. Luka Doncic knows a thing or two about getting into the mid-range.
Back to George. Nice move. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Richardson. And Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position. Not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well rounded.
And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
George against Richardson. And George, here we go. And it's George finishing it off.
Well, you love how Paul George finishes on the drive. That is a powerful dunker right there.
Jackson against Doncic. Richardson the pass to Marjanovic. Back to Richardson. Pass to Brunson. Doncic against Zubac. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Mike Powell comes in for Marjanovic. And Trey Burke subbed in for Josh Richardson. Now Beverly. Outside Jackson. The layup missed. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. DeMarcus Cousins comes in for Ivica Zubac. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Dallas also making some changes. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Hardaway comes in for Luka Doncic. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Burke. And Cousins kicks to Morris. Back to Cousins. Powell with the steal. For the lead. The shot by Redick, no good. And that's a foul. Called on Dwight Powell. That's foul number 2 for him. Paul George, he's checked in for Rajon Rondo. Jackson against Redick. And the pass to Mann. Here's George. And it's Paul George with the finish.
That is Paul George, the incredible vertical and the unbelievable creativity.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Redick against George. Paul George with the steal. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Kawhi Leonard is checked in for the Clippers. Patrick Beverly comes in for Reggie Jackson. And Dallas with a change here too. Doncic is checked in.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Well, I don't know that when he was selected 10th overall back in 2010, that the casual fan understood that Paul George would become one of the most effective two-way players in the NBA, but he's done just that.
Here's Doncic, and Doncic throws it down.
I'll tell you this, Luka Doncic will never turn down an opportunity to finish at the rim. He's elite and loves those opportunities.
Beverly dishes to Morris. Leonard inside, covered by Redick. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. And the Clippers making a switch here. Mann's checked in. Mavericks trail by 3. Doncic outside. And the foul call on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for Luka Doncic. There's 45 seconds left to play in the third. Brunson against Beverly, and the wide open shot from Redick. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Incredible wingspan, unbelievable hands. The alley-oop is easy.
Here's Brunson. Trains the three-pointer. Brunson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The Clippers have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Leonard attacking. Goes back up. Zubac the pass to Leonard. Leonard on the wing. With 1 on the clock. And it's in. Oh, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock.
The third quarter comes to a close. Clippers lead by 4. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Hardaway and Porzingis in at the forward slots. J.J. Redick is out there with Jalen Brunson. And it's Cauley Stein in at the center, locking down the middle. Makes it off the glass. George has got the lead up to 6 now for the Clippers.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Here's Brunson. And Porzingis, here we go. And he banks in the layup.
Very hard to contend with a player with the size and touch and well-rounded offensive game that Kristaps Porzingis has.
Brunson against Beverly. Cauley Stein grabs the board. Cauley Stein's got 4 rebounds now tonight. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Redick with the 3. Another 3 for Dallas.
And the timing and rhythm with which Redick plays, boy, he is feeling it right now.
And so they foul intentionally. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Patrick Patterson. Leonard, he's checked in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Marjanovic checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Josh Richardson's checked in for J.J. Redick. And Doncic is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Now, here's Doncic. Pass to Marjanovic. From down in the low post, it goes. Marjanovic has got his first bucket in this one.
And since halftime, this has become an intense ball game.
They are getting after it hard. It has become a real battle out there.
Jackson kicks to George. It's hauled in by Richardson. The Mavericks have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. And then Cousins with the dunk.
A power move by one of the biggest problems in the low post of Marcus Cousins. Don't let him get that deep.
Doncic against Jackson. The drive by Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
Doncic has been in this position many times. He makes it look easy.
Outside, George. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Outside for Jackson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Floats it up for Cousins. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. The Mavericks trailing. Doncic outside. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Dallas moving it around. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Marjanovic.
And you know what? You allow.
The coach's challenge has been issued. Close game like this, on the wire, this is what it's for.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands. A as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Beverly's checked in. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. This is a close game, as you know, and he sounded extremely confident. He told the players, don't let up now, fellas. This is when we make our move, right now. Kevin?
And so it's Porzingis. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Back to Doncic. Finney-Smith passes to Doncic. Richardson outside. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Here's Marjanovic. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Clippers have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Outside Leonard. 41 seconds left to play here in the fourth. It's good!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
It's the first that ties the game up.
And I think, guys, over time, you would anticipate Luka Doncic becoming more and more of a leader. This guy is so fun to watch from a skill perspective.
Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Marjanovic.
And you just knew he wasn't going to miss that one, not with so much riding on it.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Right side, Leonard. Count it!
Absolutely no fear. Kawhi Leonard welcomes these moments. He relishes these moments.
And here is Doncic. Good!
Doncic relishes the opportunity to deliver in big moments. And my goodness, embrace the spotlight, young man.
And Tyronn Lue wants a timeout. What do you think, guys?
And they have just enough time for a catch and shoot here. It has to be an immediate shot, though. That's their only hope.
Here's Leonard. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. Here are the Nuggets unloading from the team bus earlier on, anxious to get... Both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. They've got Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon out there with JaMychal Green, and it's Nikola Jokic, and it's Harrison in at the point. And for the Clippers, they've got Ivica Zubac. Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Morris in at the power forward. And it's Gordon missing.
Well, you can't help but think of the dunk contest robbery with Aaron Gordon. Didn't receive max points on some of his dunks that clearly deserved it. Said he's done with the event after the last go, and I can't say I blame him. Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Porter passes to Green, to the paint. And Gordon gets it to go in on the assist by Green. And with the dunk contest in Aaron Gordon, some of the dunks he pulled off, Greg, were outstanding.
I mean, going over Taco Fall was the big one. The one-handed windmill was impressive as well. Gordon doesn't need a trophy. Everyone knows he's one of the best dunkers we've ever seen.
Here's Jackson following the score by Aaron Gordon. Just 4 to shoot. Here's George. It's hauled in by Gordon.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's Porter. IT that time from Leonard. For Los Angeles, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And he lobs it toward the rim, and the dunk by Zubac.
I mean, a great look by Kawhi, aware of what the defense is trying to do, understands the spacing.
Passes to Gordon. Back to Harrison. On the wing, Gordon. Over Morris. And that one hits back iron.
Not the efficient start they were hoping for. Only 1 for 4 from the field. And boy, Kawhi is the perfect target. The big reach to get to the pass and the great hands on the catch.
Here's Harrison. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Harrison kicks to Jokic. The Nuggets with another miss. Los Angeles leading by 4. George passes to Zubac. He can't get it to go.
Well, that alley-oop attempt, a case of what could have been, just didn't finish the play.
You know, this is something you practice over and over again. I'm surprised they couldn't execute.
Here's Jackson. Michael Porter making his last shot. Jackson looking around. Boy, your alma mater, UNLV, Greg, has produced some great NBA players over the years. I mean, so many great names.
No doubt about it. Listen, I got a special place in my heart for my former teammates Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon.
Right.
But also guys like Sean Marion. You go back to Reggie Theus, who was a tremendous player. And right now in the league, you got Kim Birch, dunk champ Derrick Jones, and an up-and-comer in Christian Wood.
Good mentions. 1:19 left here in the opening quarter. And George, here we go. And it's in there.
Slippery play by Paul George to get inside. He ends up right where he wanted to be for the shot.
The Nuggets trail by 4. Here's Harrison. No points in the game yet for him. Green finds Gordon. They kick it out to Green. Here's Harrison, guarded by Jackson. Jokic passes to Porter. Denver keeping it going. A new 14-second clock. Lets it go from deep. No good on the shot. And the Clippers will come the other way. And George with the stop.
Great hustle by Paul, using his speed in the open court. And then, of course, he's an excellent finisher.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Gordon against Morris. The kick out to Porter. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. Rondo looking around. The pass to Beverly. Back to Rondo. In the corner, Kennard with it. Off target from outside. And we reach the end of the first quarter. The Clippers on top, up 6. And we caught up before the game with Nikola Jokic, who had a few thoughts about how to help his team succeed.
Selfless. I mean, you need to put your pride.
Greg, there are areas of Jokic's game where he probably is the best in the world.
I can't think of a center with better floor vision or better passing ability. His positioning, his angles, his ability to use his size to maximize effectiveness, all at an elite level.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
On the floor for Denver as we get going here in the second quarter. JaMychal Green is out there with Paul Millsap. Then there's Austin Rivers. And there's JaVale McGee. On the wing, Batum. And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. Denver also making some changes. Bol, he's checked in for JaMychal Green. And Morris subbed in for Rivers. Now Kennard. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. Here's Millsap. And such a nice move to make the basket work.
Paul Millsap, not the biggest, but he can get up and down.
Now here's Rondo. Pass to Kennard. Now here's Cousins. And he makes good on the layup. Cousins has got the lead up to 8 now for the Clippers.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Promising start for Luke Kennard. End up missing extended minutes with injuries. Hopefully he can stay healthy this go around.
Kicks to McGee. And that one drops for him.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Rondo passes to Kennard. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And Kennard's moving into the starting lineup for the first time last season.
And to add to that, he had a larger role offensively. And at the same time, his efficiency increased. That's a good sign.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Rajon Rondo. And a switcher also for Denver. Rivers checked in. Good on both.
The sharpshooter Kennard is valuable. A guy who stretches the floor and works very hard.
Stolen away. And it's Monte Morris with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
His second foul in as many quarters. We'll see if he backs off or stays aggressive.
And the Clippers making a change here. Leonard's checked in. And then Leonard with the dunk.
The power, the length, the ability to finish. Leonard dominant in that painted area.
Morris kicks to Millsap. Cousins against McGee. Bol the pass to McGee. Outside Millsap. On the clock. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
He goes up strong, but he is met with resistance. I think that surprised him a little bit.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
What they have done is ran their plays all the way through until they get something they like.
And now running up the court, Leonard pushing it up. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And it's Leonard with the jam.
I'll tell you what, when Kawhi knifes his way to the rim, it's next level.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Morris passes to McGee, and stolen by Cousins. And now the Clippers on the break. Leonard with the ball. It's tipped, and he's able to get it back. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
Playing at his tempo, his pace, he's been dialed in all night.
Morris passes to McGee, tries to save it. Now the Clippers moving it up. Beverly wide open. No good on the 3. The Nuggets trail by 16. Inside. And McGee kicks to Rivers. McGee inside. Defended by Batum. And up the floor again, the Clippers running the floor. And then Leonard with the dunk.
And you see Kawhi's hustle in transition, always putting himself in position to succeed.
Pass to Morris. Can they get it? And another miss by Denver.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
You know what? This has always been a debate. Do you take the timeout, or do you let your guys try to fight through it?
2 on the clock. And Morris with the lay-in.
Beautiful call that time up the floor. The hard screen frees him up for the bunny.
Kawhi Leonard has been on display. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA. Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He had 16 points, 2 rebounds. That's all for now.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
He's been very effective on the move, forcing the action, getting to his spots, and finishing plays.
They've got Patrick Patterson, Patrick Beverly out there with Paul George. And it's Marcus Morris, and it's Zubats in at the center. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue.
And the transition D right now, just non-existent.
The Nuggets trail by 20. Campazzo, defended by Beverly, and the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It's often a tough call that can go either way, but I agree with you on that one.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. Now here's Beverly. They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen. George passes to Zubats. Porter pulls it in.
I'm not sure what happened on that play. May have relaxed a little bit once he got to the rim.
Passes it to George. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Morris dishes to George. That is just nasty.
Letting it all hang out when George takes flight. Just enjoy the show.
Here's Jokic. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And for Jokic, a slow start to last season, came in heavy, lost over 20 pounds as he played his way into shape, and boy, did he come on strong down the stretch.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. George with no one around. And a miss there on the triple. Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is never going to be the most explosive athlete, but some have questioned his conditioning, even his motor. What do you see?
I mean, the crazy thing is, even with those questions, he regularly puts up box scores we haven't seen in half a century. But to win it all, you've got to leave no stone unturned. And I think for a young player, he's got to make more of a commitment to his body, and I think we will see that in time.
It's picked off. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Mann's checked in, and it's Jackson in for George. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Outside Jackson. To the middle. Zubac's no good. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. They trail by 16. Jokic with the bucket. Jokic has got 6.
And that's what he does. I mean, he is a bucket getter.
The Clippers have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Outside Jackson. The pass to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Good vision, good decision by Reggie. Pushing for a better shot, finds an open man.
Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Gordon. And the rejection by Zubac. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Now here's Rondo following the miss by Aaron Gordon, and he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. So for the Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Patterson comes in for Marcus Morris, and it's Paul George in for Jackson. Morris passes to McGee. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here is George. 8 points for him. Here's Rondo. That shot misses. Now the Nuggets take it the other way. Here's Morris, and it's sent back by George.
Not going to be Paul George with that move. He's too long and too talented of a defender.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
I'm impressed with their intensity tonight. They've came in focused and they've executed.
McGee's shot is off. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Here's Bull, and that one released in time, but no good. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers with a... How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And Denver will start the fourth quarter with. We've got Paul Millsap, also Bull out there. It's Najee in at the pivot, manning the middle. Here's George. Three-pointer. That's the sixth make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
You need guys who can stretch the floor or the offense doesn't flow. Paul George is one of the best at it.
Campazzo, defended by Beverly, to the inside. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Batum. For the Clippers, Cousins comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Leonard in for Luke Kennard. Pass to Bull. 5 to shoot. And the dunk by Bull.
That's just too easy for Ball. Once he gets the right position, his focus there is on the finish.
Los Angeles leading by 17. And George kicks to Beverly. Feeds it to Cousins. And Cousins throws it down.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
Here's Najee. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Leonard with the ball. And it's Monte Morris with the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. On defense, Denver. 19-point game. Pass to Beverly.
So frustrating when you can't get anything to go down as you're trying to help your team finish the job.
And here's George. Charity stripe shot. Rebound by the Nuggets. Bull the pass to Morris. And the dunk by Bull.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
They swipe it. Here's Najee, and that one is hammered home.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Great activity at both ends. Great teamwork as well.
Leonard finds Cousins up high to stuff the alley-oop.
A great play call, perfectly in rhythm, ending with the powerful flush by Cousins.
Campazzo lays it up and banks it in.
Beautiful call that time up the floor. The hard screen frees him up for the bunny.
And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Morris is checked in for the Clippers. Jackson comes in for Patrick Beverly. Now, here's George. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. And it's George finishing it off.
And with those long strides, it takes Paul George no time to get to the rim.
On the wing, Porter. Releases from the wing and drills it. 6 points for Michael Porter.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Passes it to Cousins. There's 1:40 left in the game. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. The Nuggets trail by 15. Harrison passes to Porter. Gordon trying to break loose. Morris with the rebound. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Clippers.
Their shot blocking turned out to give them a big advantage in this game.
Yeah, excellent defense around the rim there, Kevin. That they were disciplined and focused.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Kawhi Leonard.
Shouldering the load for them all night offensively. He came in focused, ready to go, and he delivered.
Zubac finds Jackson. Here's Leonard. It drops. That's his 9th field goal of the contest. A blistering hot 9 for 11.
And you know they feel good giving their fans a show here while taking care of business.
They're going to win by a nice margin. The effort was there all night.
And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
Yeah, couldn't quite hang on to it. They're not in a position now where they can afford to be giving it away like that.
Jackson against Morris. Man passes to Zubac. The three-pointer off the mark. And it's Rivers with the ball. He brings it up for the Nuggets. Down by 15. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. "16 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And it's Monte Morris with the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
And I like that he's staying aggressive. One of the NBA's most consistent scorers. Kawhi's been doing it all tonight.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. So the Clippers winning this one easily. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. Working and stays true. David, thank you. And the Clippers starting five. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Ivica Zubac is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George, and it's Jackson in at the point guard position. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Jones in at the small forward. Portland moving the ball around. Yep, that one goes in there. Some of the best in the game go at it here tonight, Chris. What an incredible guard matchup we have here in this one.
Oh, Kevin, there are some all-time greats playing at the guard spots these days. It will be a fun matchup to watch.
Here's George. Nurkic with the block.
A defensive anchor. I mean, you got to admire how Nurkic uses his wingspan to turn shots back.
Rebound by the Trailblazers.
Look, they say there are no easy finishes in the NBA, but that should be easy.
Stolen by Jackson. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. And George with the stuff.
Oh, man, and Jackson is terrific at playing both ends of the floor. And his trademark quickness, really putting forth a great effort on defense to come away with that steal.
Now, here's Lillard. Stolen by Zubac. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And the shot goes in.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
George against Lillard. And there's the pass to Jones. Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. We have got to see that sensational mobile one block again.
And early in the game, a defensive play like that goes a long way, establishing the attitude you want.
And here's George. Kicks it out to Leonard. And the layup is good.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Now here's Lillard. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, coach is definitely pleased. That's the execution he loves to see.
And here is Los Angeles now. The Blazers getting the bucket. There's Jackson with the three. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Jackson has improved his three-point stroke. He can't be left alone from outside.
Lillard outside. The dish to Nurkic. And a wide open look for McCollum. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And Jackson has the green light from there. He makes these shots routinely.
1:58 left in the first quarter. Outside, Jones. And then Jones with the jam.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Now, here is George. Outside Leonard. Elbow shot. Misses off the right iron.
Golden opportunity that he can't make good on. Maybe a wake-up call to the D, though. They can't leave him alone like that.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Powell, he's checked in for Derek Jones. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. And Kanter able to finish.
He's one of the best per-minute rebounders in the game. Kanter gets a lot of his points this way.
Here's Beverly. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Enes Kanter. The Clippers shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
Well, in overtime, Beverly has established himself as just a defensive specialist, juggernaut, an absolute pest who plays his tail off on both ends of the floor.
Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Pass to Beverly. Back to Rondo. Shot clock at 6. Beverly up top. Floats it up for Cousins. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's McCollum. And Portland again with the bucket.
You got to know McCollum is looking to fire off the pass. This is why you must play up one.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Beverly with the ball. Anthony on the double team. Stolen by McCollum. It's tipped. Here's Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Now, this is why Kennard's teammates appreciate him. He's good at sharing the wealth when they're uncovered.
Here's Simons. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Clippers ahead. They lead. And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what it takes for young people.
You know, this game, it's.
Greg, you know this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Well, setting the pace early, aggressive mind state. I love their approach so far.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Patrick Patterson is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Batum. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Beverly in at the shooting guard position. And he elevates and then the slam. Cantor did not like that.
When Cousins gets loose near the cup, he feels comfortable showing off a little with this insane athleticism.
And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Cantor finds Powell. The 19-footer is on the money.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
All right, it's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
Passes to Beverly. To the middle. Cousins inside. He's against Cantor. Cousins, no good. Trailblazers trail by 5. Moving it up. And it's Thomas Jefferson with the jam.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Outside Rondo. High post Cousins. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Cousins has got 8 points. Here's Powell. Looking at current NBA players, Greg, leaving aside the real star players, who would you love to have played with from this era?
Man, there's so many guys that, you know, and I hate to call them role players because they bring so much more to the table, but in reality, they got to fill some roles, right? And, you know, John Collins is a guy who's got great potential, a tremendous finisher around the rim. How about Robert Covington, a smooth shooter who defends his tail off? Davis Bertans, a deadly floor spacer who can put the ball down and create and make plays. So there's so many guys like that in the league that make a difference in determining whether your team can win or lose.
Boy, those are three names I don't know that I would have mentioned, so I'm glad you did. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, good evening. Well, last season, the Blazers were beset by injuries, and they fell short of their goals. Their star, Damian Lillard, said, "Once we're in a better position, I want people to remember how I responded when things didn't go my way, so that they know my character is true." Kevin, we know that Dame grew up in Oakland, a place where overcoming adversity was ingrained. Back to you.
Thank you, D.A. And Portland making a change here. McCollum's checked in. Just 5 on the clock. And here's Morris for 3. Rebounded by McCollum. Trailblazers trail by 8, and the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason, I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Luke Kennard. Clippers leading by 8. Here's Mann. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Leonard against McCollum. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Portland's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Leonard with the steal. And now the Clippers on the break. Jackson's got the ball. And the dunk by Zubac.
Oh, and when there's an open man, Jackson finds him, making it look very easy.
Lillard against Jackson to end the run. Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on you.
And guys, it's clear, though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities.
Jackson passes to Zubac. Dishes it to Morris. From past the arc. Portland grabs the miss.
Oh, man, as good of a shooter as he is, it drives him crazy to miss a wide-open 3 like that.
Covington finds Lillard. Second chance effort. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads. Cut to just 5 points on the basket from Nurkic.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Knocked away. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
And what I love about Lillard now, I mean, the excellence. He's so consistent. That's how you do it. You come out, you bust your butt, and you compete at a high level every night.
George dishes to Leonard. Back to George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. George has got 6.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
And thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The period came to a close with... And that...
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. One of the stories here, Cousins getting it done.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Jones is out there with Anthony, and it's Cantor in at the 5 spot. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Lillard with the bucket.
When Lillard goes to work in the screen and roll, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, you pretty much pick your poison with him in these sets.
And Beverly kicks to Kennard. To the inside, Cousins. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. He's got 10.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Lillard from deep three-point land. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Cantor.
A flat-out loss of concentration. That kind of turnover will drive a coach crazy.
And the Clippers making a change here. George is checked in. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That is his first foul of the game. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for the Trailblazers. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Los Angeles.
And throw it.
And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
How's that for a start? Good on all 3 attempts so far in the second half.
Now Lillard, he's got 12. And it's rebounded by DeMarcus Cousins.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Trying to take advantage of that extra space on the perimeter. We see a lot of this now.
Here's Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
He creates so much offense. I mean, Lillard puts intense pressure on the defense to react.
Powell against George. It's Patterson atop the key. And the shot is long.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Yeah, that's not his spot, plain and simple. Just trying to force something is rarely a good idea.
Nurkic checked in for Portland. And Fernie Simons comes in for Damian Lillard. And here's Cousins. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They've led by as much as 10. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Pass to Beverly. Just 5 to shoot. Outside Leonard. Fires for 3. The Clippers rebound. Trailblazers trail by 4. Here's Simons. It's hauled in by Paul George.
He's not an easy man to stop when he's attacking the basket. The D doing everything he can. Now, you know, Anthony's getting more floor time last season. He worked his way into the Blazers rotation. He's still young, though. It seems like he can carve a rollout on his team.
Wow, look at how quick he flashes to the rim there for the finish.
Simons, the pass to Anthony. That shot missing. And the Clippers will come the other way. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That is his first foul of the game. Harry Giles is checked in for Carmelo Anthony.
And Simons a bit undersized at that 2-guard position. Only 6'3", but a natural 2 with playmaking ability.
Ultimately, this team wants him to be a scoring threat off the bench. I mean, have him come in firing from outside. He's got a lot of work to get to that point, though.
George against Powell. It's good.
Such a consistent night for him from the field. Whenever they've needed it, he's been their safety valve.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Nurkic, the pass to Simons. Now here's Hollis Jefferson. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Clippers leading by 6. And here's Jackson. Outside, George. There's the 3. And it's George again missing. Portland's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Clippers moving the ball around. On the wing, Morris. Jackson kicks to George. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game, now 6 for 10.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
It's his first trip to the line.
And last season's numbers show him at about an 83% clip, which is far better than most.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Here's Leonard. He's got 7. Now the pass to Oturu. He gets it up. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
Resourceful move there, ending the period on a high note.
Yeah, great job.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We've got more in store for you right after this. Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Los Angeles leading by 8. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth. Kennard is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Batum. And it's Mann in at the 3, the small forward. And the dunk by Zubac.
Well, look, if you're out there with Rondo, you find some open space, and he's going to find you.
Lillard looking around. Outside Covington. He feeds it to Cantor. Stolen by Zubac. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Back to Kennard. Launches a 3. Portland grabs the miss. And now Portland on the break. And Jones slams it in.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Rondo against Lillard. Kennard, the pass to Rondo. 6 to shoot. Jones against Kennard. Over Jones. Kennard's shot is off. Trailblazers trail by 8. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. McCollum against Leonard. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Portland grabs the miss. McCollum's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Lillard. That's in for his 5th field goal of the game. Makes him 5 for 12 so far.
It's tough. When I think of Dame, that's the first word that comes up. Show him why on that hoop right there.
Outside Jackson. Pass to Leonard. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Opponents are physical with Kawhi just about every game, but as forceful a player as he is, he just doesn't seem to mind one bit.
A different look now for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Cantor, and Norman Powell subbed in for Jones. Three-pointer, Lillard. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Cousins has got 4 rebounds in this game. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Outside Jackson. Back to Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Well, it's all about post position for Cousins. I mean, once he has it, the defense is toast.
McCollum left side. Lillard against Jackson. To the paint. Here's Nurkic. Takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass nicely.
I like that pick play. I mean, you can see how easily it makes it for him to get to the cup.
Jackson finds Leonard. And there's 1:45 left in the fourth quarter. Good D by McCollum. And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Powell, the pass to Lillard. Here's Nurkic. Fouled on the shot and picks up. And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. We'll have to now review the personal foul in question.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Good on the first, and that narrows the lead down to just 3.
You know, this is the type of guy I like, from undrafted to a quality role player. I mean, he has heart. He's gotten better every year. Covington adds a lot to his team. He can let that thing fly, too. He's a fearless shooter.
And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's foul number 2 for him. And Portland making a change here. Jones is checked in. 1:02 left in the fourth quarter. George against McCollum. Kicks it out to Leonard. He dishes it to Cousins. Back to Leonard. 4 on the shot clock. Good!
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Yeah, he approached that one with total confidence. He has what it takes to come through in the clutch.
And a deep 3 from Lillard. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
His touch has been off tonight, and now his judgment is off too. It's not a small shot.
He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
A good league is even better with excellent work at the stripe.
6-second difference between shot and game clock. And a deep 3 from Lillard. It falls! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And Lillard is known for being a clutch shooter. He's the guy they go to. He's the guy they believe in.
And now they foul and stop the clock.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
But those are big. I mean, turns into a 2-possession game.
Lillard fires away from way outside. Cousins pulls it in. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2.
What makes Cousins successful, you have to be willing to challenge people night in and night out at both ends on the floor.
8 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Lillard way outside. Misses the deep 3-point attempt. No good. So the Clippers with the win. A truly, David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interest. It's the NBA on 2K. Short a rotation play. Nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
Compensating for the absence of a key player can be difficult, but they've got to hold strong.
And the Clippers starting 5. We've got Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Oturu in at the power forward. And for Dallas, we've got Doncic. Porzingis is out there with Marjanovic. Then it's Josh Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. And so it's the Mavericks getting on the board first. Beverley finds Leonard. Pass to Zubac. And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often. And where Finney-Smith really made strides last season, his consistency from range.
And you know, Greg, it was really his defense, the work ethic he brings, the effort level. I mean, that's always been there. I watched this kid play in college, and that's always been part of his package. But as an NBA wing, you've got to be able to knock down shots and help space the floor if you want to find your way into the lineup. And to Finney-Smith's credit, he's done that and has become a valuable part of the rotation.
Again, the Mavericks score.
That's 3 straight shots to fall here to start. Looking good.
And so Beverley will bring it up for the Clippers. 6-point game. Passes it to Oturu. The pass to Zubac. And the layup's good off the glass.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now, here's Doncic. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Marjanovic kicks to Porzingis. 5 on the clock. Back to Marjanovic. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Pass to Oturu. If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Kicks it out to Leonard. Inside. Oturu, the pass to Zubac. Nice D from Porzingis.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
Always going up for the alley-oop here. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
Boy, that looked like a failure to communicate. You hate unforced errors.
And the Mavericks with some changes. Dwight Powell's checked in for Marjanovic. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. And George, here we go. And it's George finishing it off.
Look at how high George gets off these drives to the hoop. Banging it down with the violence of a madman.
Now here's Brunson. He dishes it to Powell. Brunson scanning the floor. Here's Richardson. The Mavericks rebound. Second shot opportunity. And the rejection by Cousins. Brunson against George. Shoots over Brunson. And that one's good. George has got his second basket. A new generation of players, Greg, coming into the NBA alongside your son Cole. We've got a lot of players who I think are going to have a long-term impact on this game.
There's no doubt about it. Listen, I hope Cole can have the kind of impact that some of these guys are. But look at the Grizzlies. I think they got 2 terrific ones. Ja Morant has superstar written all over him. Brandon Clark probably surprised some people with his ability to have an impact. And if you look at this past draft, Obi Toppin is one to watch. This is a guy with great size and length who was a perimeter player until he had a growth spurt. So those are the types of players that I think when you combine athleticism and skill with the way the court is spaced, man, can have a tremendous impact in this game.
Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Mavericks leading by 4. Brunson finds Hardaway. Back to Brunson. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brunson. There's 49 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And Hardaway comes to help. Nobody near Leonard. No good with the triple.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's Redick. Oh, great positioning on the putback.
Boy, Powell showing you great aggressiveness that time, fighting hard to come up with that offensive rebound.
Jackson against Brunson. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Cousins inside. Cauley Stein defending.
Boy, for Cousins, that's really a simple, strong throwdown. Part of his normal operation.
Brunson with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring hit from him. Redick for 3. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so the first quarter is in the books. The man. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, and you know, when a team establishes an edge on the glass early, it really sets things up for the rest of the game.
Richardson is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Cauley Stein. Then there's Dwight Powell. And it's Hardaway in at the 3 spot. So that's who Dallas starts the second with.
Richardson, good choice of shot there. He takes shots that come within the offense.
Pass to Kennard. Cousins inside, working on Cauley Stein. Cauley Stein grabs the board. Mavericks leading by 6. The 11-footer. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Now the Clippers moving it up. Oh, Leonard in position, but they recover it. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
Brunson against Beverly. Cauley Stein dishes to Hardaway. Cauley Stein kicks to Brunson. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Clippers trail by 6. Man passes to Oturu. It's good.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Brunson against Beverly. Passes it to Cauley Stein. Richardson outside. Dishes to Powell. 6 on the shot clock. The tray. Richardson, no luck.
And, you know, even though that shot didn't go down, I like how they got him a wide open look in space there.
Beverly dishes to Jackson. There's the pass to Man. Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Beverly.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That is his first foul of the game. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Reggie Jackson. Beverly finds Patterson. Outside, George. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Here's Patterson, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And the Clippers making a switch here. Batum's checked in. Here's Doncic to the inside. Knocks it loose. Here's Porzingis. Pass to Marjanovic. Second chance shot. Nice shot by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 8.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Now here's Beverly. Patterson up top. Wants to get it to Doncic, and does. Redick passes to Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
How about that? Redick showing the same kind of accuracy on that pass as he has on his three-point shots, which is quite remarkable. That's how you drop a dime, though.
Now here is George.
Look. Side out.
1:14 left in the second quarter. High post try. That's it, and the Dallas lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from George.
When PG-13 is feeling it, he can be an absolute monster from mid-range.
Doncic looking it over. Stolen by Zubac. George passes to Beverly. Takes a shot at the elbow. George, no good.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Here's Porzingis, and it's Dallas with another.
And, you know, you look at Porzingis, he's got his shot on automatic. Not much wasted motion in that stroke.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's George. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
Dallas making a switch here. Burks is checked in, and then for Los Angeles, DeMarcus Cousins comes in for Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
Now, here's Doncic. 16 seconds left in the first half of the game. 17-foot shot on the way. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Well, you know what? It's really rare to see young players like Doncic have such offensive creativity in their game. Deadly from the mid-range.
And here's George for 3. And that would have counted, but his shot. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again. There was no stopping Kristaps Porzingis in the first half. He had 12. And
in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Porzingis having a dominant impact in this game.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
So for the Clippers right now, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's George in at the 2. Greg is a broadcaster. Who have been some of your favorite personalities to cover?
Man, that's a great question. You know, most of the stars, I'm a big fan of Durant and Steph and LeBron and those guys. Chris Paul's another one that's a favorite. So many other guys, you know, there's so much more personality and so much more confidence these guys have working in front of the camera. I think that just makes for a better experience.
Somebody asked me the other day, who is my favorite? You know who I said?
Who was that?
Greg Anthony.
Oh, you're just saying that because it's true.
And the Mavericks with possession here after the Clippers pick up 2. Richardson the pass to Porzingis. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Hardaway's checked in for Dallas. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile 1 block?
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
Now here's Jackson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Outside, George. The feed to Cousins. And the layup falls. 6 points for DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Doncic with it. Guarded now by DeMarcus Cousins. And the rejection by Cousins.
Cousins not one to be challenged there. Tenacious denial.
And that one, good. Marjanovic has got his first 2 points.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Those are free points you're giving away. You got to work harder on the glass.
Now, here is George. He's got 10. High post Cousins. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Cousins throws it down.
Boy, he gets a head of steam like that. He is a terror to behold. Cousins getting it done.
Now, Doncic. 8 points for him. Pass to Marjanovic. Back to Doncic. Shot from the wing. The shot will not fall. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. And stolen by Richardson. On the wing, Hardaway. Guarded by Jackson. Leonard with the steal. And George, here we go. 1:51 left in the 3rd quarter. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas. The lead is 2. Doncic against George. Now here's Leonard. He's tightly guarded.
You know, there are differing opinions as to who the best defensive player in the league is, but no matter what, Kawhi is always in the discussion.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And you look at his numbers from last year, 89% from the line, so hard to ask for much more than that.
And guys, if a game was coming down to the wire and an opponent needed to foul, I mean, he was the guy they wanted with the ball in his hands. I mean, shooting the free throws because of his proficiency there.
Here's Redick. And too long on the shot.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And Leonard gets it to go.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Now here's Brunson. No points in the game yet for him. To the left wing. Here's Finney-Smith. He's covered by Leonard. 4 on the clock. Cauley-Stein trying to free himself up. Brunson, good.
And that's what we're used to him doing, but he really just hasn't had that typical impact offensively. If they keep getting him touches, this game won't be tied for long.
Now here's Beverly. To the paint. Here's Zubats. And the dunk by Zubats.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Brunson the pass to Cauley-Stein. Outside for Redick. Now here's Brunson. Lets a floater go, but he gets it back. And we just finished the 3rd quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Clippers ahead. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
Yeah, and as a two guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it was really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Jalen Brunson out there with Burke. Then there's J.J. Redick, and there's Porzingis, and it's Finney Smith in at the 4 slot. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Deflects the pass. And here's Kennard. And he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Mike Powell comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Trey Burke. Zubac against Cauley-Stein. Outside for Batum. Lock at 6. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Boy, I like the aggression from Batum, getting in there and forcing the defense's hand.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Mavericks trailed by 4. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Here's Brunson, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Nice play call there. Down the stretch, getting him the open look.
Yeah, I put that one on the defense. I mean, they can't leave him open at this stage.
Everly with the ball. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Pass to Oturu. Batum scanning the floor. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Porzingis, he's checked in for Cauley-Stein. Marjanovic comes in for Dwight Powell. Josh Richardson's checked in for J.J. Redick. And Doncic is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. The Clippers in the lead. Here's George. Finished off the break.
Hard to imagine them losing this game if they can keep shooting like that.
Not many empty trips for this group. It seems everything's falling for them this half.
Jackson against Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
One of the things I love most about Luka Doncic, his court recognition and awareness. This guy is so sharp and alert, understands how to play.
And George kicks to Jackson. George dishes to Cousins. Back to George. Leonard against Hardaway. Floats it up for Cousins.
DeMarcus Cousins knew his team needed it. They had to have it on that possession, and he calmly knocked it down.
Here's Doncic. 1:52 left in the game. And stolen by Patterson. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Dallas. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Richardson up top, defended by George. And it's sent back by George.
Well, I tell you what, Paul George is so tough on defense. Love the way he gets after people. He's excellent at staying in the play as well as staying in his stance so he can come up with rejections and deflection.
Now here's Leonard. Defense is right there. He feeds it to Cousins. Back to Leonard. Jackson passes to Leonard. And here is Cousins. George finds Cousins. And the rejection by Marjanovic. Pass break, Dallas. Here's Doncic. And it's sent back by Leonard.
And a sensational individual defender. Leonard will lock you down. Rejections are just part of the package he brings on the defensive end.
And here we go. Fast break. Cousins has got it. Now George. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Leonard gets it to go.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
Yeah, I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
And Doncic, here we go. It counts.
No fear or hesitation in the eyes of Doncic. He loves the chance to take and make these big ones.
Jackson kicks to George. Here's the three. So it's the Clippers taking the win in a close. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And in the locker room, each guy has been going on.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Sure is. Thanks, D.A. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Paul George is out there at Patrick Beverley. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Oturu in a power forward. And for the Nuggets, they've got Porter. Gordon out there with Jokic. And it's Harrison in at the two-guard spot. Now here's Beverley. Pass to George. Greg, in terms of personnel, not exactly the matchups we were expecting to see tonight.
You know, Kev, with all the injuries and some guys now having to step into unfamiliar roles, in some ways that makes tonight all the more intriguing to see which guys are going to step up and deliver.
And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Count that one.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game, getting the ball inside early.
Beverley, the pass to Leonard. Steps back and fires. That one wide left.
And that's okay. Even though you miss, you had the right guy taking the shot.
They get it back. Another shot. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. The Nuggets able to retain possession here. Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile one block.
Some intimidation right away. Got to show those shooters you're going to be there all night long.
Harrison. And at last, they get one to fall.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there.
Beverley with the ball. George up top. Passes to Oturu. Over Gordon. Oturu's shot is off. For Denver, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And so it's Jokic with the ball. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. To the middle. Unloads from 13. And it's Jokic missing.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
And this is how you score in transition. And Paul George, you just have to appreciate his hustle.
Here's Harrison, defended by George. Jokic against Zubac. And Jokic slams it in.
Flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now, here's George. Shot clock at 6. Fires from deep. And it's Jokic with the rebound. For Denver, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip.
The homecoming for Paul George, playing in LA with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And it's George finishing it off.
I mean, a great look by Kawhi, aware of what the defense is trying to do, understands the spacing.
Beverly against Porter. 1:43 left to play in the first. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the 2nd pick in the 2017 draft. That or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
Kennard for 3. And it's Denver with the rebound. Rondo with the steal. Floats it up for Cousins. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession.
Yeah, just not on the same page. Unfortunate, wasted possession.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. It's stolen by Rondo. Oh, and here we go with Rondo. Nobody back. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Rivers against Jackson. The pass to McGee. Morris outside. Rivers passes to Bull. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
I mean, wonderful court vision. Sometimes Rivers gets locked in to finding his own shot. This time, finds the open man.
Now here's Rondo. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Kennard against Rivers, and a wide open look for Rondo. Los Angeles with another miss. And it's Millsap with the ball for the Denver Nuggets. Morris kicks to McGee. Rondo with the rebound. Millsap with the steal. Here's McGee, and the slam dunk by McGee.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. The Nuggets on top, up 4. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. What do you guys think about the Nuggets out here in this one?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. DeMarcus Cousins out there with Batum. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man in at the 3, the small forward.
Offensively, that's how you want to end the possession, except for the result.
Pass to Batum. And here's Jackson. Millsap with the steal. And now the Nuggets. Fast break. Finished off the break. Harrison's got the lead up to 6 now for the Nuggets.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
So timeout called here. The first for Los Angeles. Greg, you showed toughness and grit when you played. You've got to succeed in this league with those things at the forefront, right? Being tough, being gritty. And there are several players whose style you admire that play like that.
I mean, no doubt about it. You have the superstars, the Kawhis, the LeBrons, who continue to do it. They can intimidate you physically, but they also provide tremendous skill set. But 2 other guys, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, they're also guys that exemplify that toughness. 2 guys, when you look at those 2, a lot of people didn't project them to be what they've become, and it's impressive to watch them take the floor night in and night out. And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Jackson finds Leonard. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Puts it up off the inbound. No good from Cousins. Denver leading by 6.
Well, how can you not love the continued resurgence of JaVale McGee? There were some years where he was trying to figure it out. Now he's a big factor for this team at center.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Batum, good.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, locates the open man.
You know, Smitty, the change for McGee's pretty simple. He got some direction on how to play. Now he does everything he can to play within himself.
Kevin, that has been a huge difference maker for JaVale McGee. And you know, when he's focused, he can make an impact. Plays in short bursts, but very effective.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
And it's Leonard missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
But they get it back. Pass to Rivers. It's tipped, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Fantastic anticipation. He has active hands. Even though he doesn't come away with the turnover, he's disrupting their offensive flow.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Porter's checked in. Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Patterson comes in for Nicholas Batum. Morris inside. Guarded by Jackson. Took the opportunity when he saw it.
And a smooth shooting stroke off the catch. Porter clearly excels in those situations.
Here's Leonard. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Left side, Porter. Out to Morris. Takes the 3. Can't get it to fall, and he's missed the second after making his first. Clippers trail by 10. Here's Leonard. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard.
And they pump this quarter. He's trying to shoot his way out of it.
Sweet move. Ball dishes to Morris. Outside Millsap. Off target from three-point range. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Finished off the break. And the Nuggets lead by 12.
And at 7-2, Bol has incredible vision, including noticing when his teammates are open.
And just miss after miss right now.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. And getting out in transition has been a big part of this run that they're on.
The Clippers have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
I'll tell you what, when Kawhi knifes his way to the rim, it's next level.
And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for Denver. Porter finds Morris. Back to Porter. 43 seconds left in the first half of basketball. 5 to shoot. Millsap passes to Bol. And stolen by Patterson. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. Denver leading by 12. Here's Harrison, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And he just dances from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. The Nuggets shooting their first free throw of the game.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
Clippers trail by 15. Rondo kicks to George. And it's Denver with the rebound. Jokic has got 4 rebounds in this game. The drive by Gordon. And so it's Denver riding a... Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets under.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, Kent, a pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. Their field goal percentage was a rope. And
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Really an incredible game from Bol Bol.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy.
Oh, that was something else.
That was nasty. Letting it all hang out when George takes flight. Just enjoy the show.
Right side, Gordon. Passes it to Jokic. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Clippers trail by 13. Outside, George. And Cam down, and he goes right on top of Aaron Gordon.
Smooth off the bounce with the strength to finish through contact. Paul George showing us how it's done.
Out to the right wing. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Feeds to Gordon. Good on the shot. And the Nuggets lead by 13.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Back to George. Jokic traps the miss. Jokic has got 5 rebounds tonight, and the Nuggets making a change here. Rivers checked in, and Los Angeles making a change here as well. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Outside, Porter. The pass to Jokic. And Jokic throws it down.
And not just a scorer, but a distributor as well. Porter's court awareness is really impressive.
A nice shot by George. George has got 10. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
It's a solid blueprint. Outside, George.
What a turnaround for him since the half. More aggressive and more effective.
Pass to Bol. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Millsap passes to Bol. He kicks to McGee. Shot clock at 5. Puts up a 3. Sinks the three-pointer. McGee's got 5 points now in the quarter. Clippers trail by 16. And here's George. 12 points for him. Excellent D that time there from McGee.
Yeah, they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
The Nuggets have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. And the first one at the line is good.
And like his father, Manute, Bol's combination of size and scoring is very unique. The key for him is just staying healthy.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Man's checked in, and it's Luke Kennard in for George. He gets it in there.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
Denver shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. That free throw good for Morris.
At the line for 2.
He hits both from the stripe. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Morris against Rondo. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Really admire the fact that Rondo is not afraid to go down there in the paint from time to time.
Outside Millsap. Back to Morris. From deep. That shot is off. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Goes back up. Oturu with the rebound.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
A different look for Denver. Green, he's checked in for Bull. Gordon comes in for JaVale McGee. And it's Harrison in for Morris. Gordon kicks to Harrison. Shoots the three. Offensive rebound. And it's Millsap with the extra effort.
When you look at Paul Millsap, not the tallest power forward, but has that terrific wingspan.
Leonard looking over the floor. And it's Leonard with the jam.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. And it's Harrison with the ball for Denver. There's 37 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Green, the pass to Rivers. 6 to shoot. Back to Green. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Millsap. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
Meeting right at the rim. He typically converts in those situations. Not this time.
Leonard kicks to Rondo. Back to Leonard. That one goes in. 8 points for Leonard.
Obviously, Rondo's main priority is to dish the rock. When you're open, he'll get it to you.
Pass to Harrison. Up in time. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's the Denver Nuggets with a 14-point. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Jackson. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Man in at the three. And now the Nuggets. Fast break. Green leading the charge. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Clippers trail by 14. Here's Leonard and Kawhi Leonard with, and it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in L.A., but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
The shot's good from McGee.
So reliable. They've really leaned on him at the offensive end.
Beverly dishes to Leonard. And it's Denver with the rebound. McGee's got his 7th rebound here tonight. The shot missing. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Here's Leonard. Here's Zubac. Outside for George. Second shot opportunity. He feeds it to Cousins. George looking around. And finally they hit one. George has got 10 points here in the second half.
You know, offensive rebound is largely about hustle. Paul George plays with great energy and focus.
Passes it to McGee. Here's Bull. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
Leonard, the pass to Zubac. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on JaVale McGee.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. Los Angeles making a switch here. If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
Here's Harrison. Outside Porter. Clock at 6. Over George. That one off the back iron and out.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Excellent pass, PG-13, keeping his eyes up, using his vision.
Gordon kicks to Harrison. On the wing, Gordon. The 11-footer drained for 2 points. And the Nuggets lead by 10. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the 4th quarter. Outside Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Pushing the action. Always working for the best shot. Nice drive by Kawhi.
On the wing, Gordon. He's covered by Leonard. Gordon kicks to Porter. Najee passes to Gordon. Down low. Here's Jokic. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. The shot by George, no good.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage. And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Nuggets.
They enjoyed a big boost from the strong play of their bench.
The subs came in and did their job. Those points off the bench were key to their victory.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Bull.
You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Oh, that is just unreal. Is this the dunk contest, or are we actually playing a real game?
No, this one counts, Greg. Believe me.
My
with confidence to attempt that alley-oop to himself. Gordon finds Jokic. Sinks the 15-footer.
And it's just competing. You know, giving your best when it matters most.
It's called killer instinct. It's one thing to be close at the end. It's another to finish.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
Gordon with no one around. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. The 3 from George. It's off. So the Nuggets win it. It was a fantastic. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks.